Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about the last updated tier list now for 1.5. And of course, I like to take it a little differently. For those who do not know, you know, for those who don't know what the tier list is in the Discord, obviously, because there's a lot of players I found that don't even have Discord because they obviously just don't have Discord. So if you don't know, the Discord tier list was literally just all mythics are an A tier or whatever. And I'm not joshing on the guys for making those changes. Obviously, they want to balance the game, but I'm going to be entirely real. A lot of the characters literally just have the exact same stats, and the only difference is the how do you say it? The only difference truly between all the characters is how they play. So there's a lot of characters that did get nice buffs this update, and then there's a lot of characters that obviously just don't touch at all. Just not worth. So we're going to go ahead and go off on this and see how this kind of goes down. So first things first, obviously, we're going to be talking about some characters here from the early game all the way up until we get the new characters from the latest update. One thing I do always forget to do is I forget to, let's go ahead and add a row above real quick. Let's go ahead and add this to farm. Just for, because a lot of people were like, what R2-D2 has an Evo? And that was just a funny thing that happened, okay? All right. No, nobody's perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So one of the things that we can talk about off rip is obviously R2-D2 being the best farm. And second, C3PO being the cheap farm. So now we have like our Bulma and our Speedwagon here. Depending on what game you played in the past, this is kind of like how they work. There's going to be one farm for the early game, one farm for the late game. R2-D2 is just such a menace right now. If you have them, totally use them. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some characters here that early game players and stuff like that can use. Ki-Adi-Mundi, playable, of course. Heavy Trooper, playable. This dude, playable. This Jedi, playable. Like, all the legendary Jedi are really, really playable, except for, like, Dakar Guard, who just got nerfed again after already being bad. And same thing with, like, Red Guard, which is, like, they're both so slow and just so weak. It's insane. Like, they have, like, freaking... And terrible circles. Like, this dude has a terrible circle attack, and this dude has full AoE, but with the weakest damage in the game. It's ridiculous, honestly. Same thing with Jedi being garbage. Freaking Officer could be usable early game. Commander could be usable early game. 2 playable, depending on the way that you use him. Rifleman, of course, early game playable. Super solid unit. I think this is Coruscant Guard. Playable early game, but honestly, I'm starting to see him as useless now because his AoE is trash. Soldier, useless. Scout, playable early game for sure. Little Grenade Scout kind of low-key sucks now. The more I play him, the more I'm like, man, this dude really sucks. His circle sucks. He's slow as heck. His AoE is just could be replaced by either of these 2 red guards, and it's insane. I mean, either of these 2 guys, it's insane, I swear. All right, so now we're gonna start talking about some mythics. Oh yeah, early game only. Like, super cool, but early game only in my opinion. Freaking little circle move is really nice, but they just don't do as much work as like a lot of these other units do. Honestly, I want to put Rifleman at like the top of early game only. And then Commander like right behind him. Those just 2 incredibly solid characters. All right. Now let's talk about evos that are worth and evos that are not worth. All right. One, Kenobi just got crapped on, dude. Absolutely, like really, really, really bad. Terrible tier. Just not even worth your time anymore. Like he's like he does less damage than the entire like all the mythics, man. All the mythics got a damage buff except for Kenobi. And then, there's going to be some controversial picks. But first things first, I think we should also throw in the secrets to where they belong, obviously. We're talking about Lord Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Cad Bane, the secret units. They're going to get updates. They're going to become strong. After this update, they honestly became very good. But Ahsoka did get a little bit of a nerf. Now she's kind of like near Rex a little bit. And Rex got a nerf too. But he's still really, really good. Honestly, very, very good. And obviously, if you use Vader or Palpatine, you already know how good they are. Now, there are some characters that did get a lot of love this update, and there's some characters that kind of fell behind. So, if I'm going to be entirely real, Revan, even though his cost is a big issue for like a lot of people, he still has a very early game Palpatine feel. So he's kind of up there with Palpatine, but only because it's like that he's got that really nice line AoE that really just starts off the match incredibly well. Super solid, can't go wrong with it. Very nice. We have Darth Maul, who got a massive update. Honestly, his DPS is really up there. Even for someone who has like one of those small circle AoEs, he still has incredible stats right now. So that makes him very, very useful. Cody is literally in the same boat as Darth Maul. I wouldn't say Cody got a little bit of a nerf, obviously, because he's a clone trooper, but he still does significant damage. There's just like these dudes do like very, very good damage. Yoda, very good. I don't know. I like Cody. The thing about Cody and Yoda, right, is they're in the exact same spot where Luke Skywalker and Mace Windu do much better than these two. So it's like, you know, Luke Skywalker has that lingering AoE multi-hit attack damage, really, really solid. Then you have like Mace Windu, who has like this really, really nice rock at a generous speed and does really good damage as well, but single target, single hit, but it's fast, and that's what we like. Cody and Yoda, they do the exact same thing, don't get me wrong, but their stats are so even, there's no point in investing in a Yoda or a Cody if you already have better options available. And that's where I would even say someone like Darth Maul could possibly fall off in this department. I don't know, but I know Mando kind of is at the bottom of the bucket. Not too low compared to like Obi-Wan, but he's kind of there. Now this is probably going to be the most controversial part of the entire video. And that's only because Mace Windu is incredibly solid. He has good cost. He's good. He does work. But he literally, if I'm going to be real, if I were to pick any of these characters, like if I was to be building a generous 6-man team, I would obviously drop Maul, leave him at the top of here, drop Windu, leave him at the top of here, and run any of these guys. Ahsoka and Cad Bane, obviously they are getting, you know, removed from the game pretty soon, so you won't be able to get them anymore. But let's say I was going to build a 6-man based off of the teams. I would do Darth Vader, Sidious, Captain Rex, Darth Revan, Luke Skywalker, and possibly Mace Windu. Just kind of throwing him in there as like a piece, because his damage is incredibly solid. Yoda, Cody, Darth Maul in the same place. Smaller AoE circle. Like smaller circle. That's the only reason. That's the only reason they get like dropped right here. Is because why would you pick these guys up when you should be focusing on Revan, Rex, Luke Skywalker, Mace Windu? Like these dudes are cut above the rest, really, really solid, and do really good damage. Where these guys literally just have the same stats up to an extent, and these guys suck balls. I don't know where their head's at with most of the... Well, I know where their heads are at, whenever it comes down to balance. It's not really a clear destination. They just go, okay, this character did really good last patch, we should nerf it. This character did really bad, let's bring it up to here. And then they end up just evening out at the end, which is kind of a rough one, because, like... You know, it doesn't make them amazing. But you know what? I digress. I'm going to bring Maul back up here because of cost. That's it. Just because of cost. So cheap at the beginning. Super solid still. Still one of my favorite starters in the game. But Cody, Yoda, Mando... No, I just can't. I can't replace the... If I were to replace the top, that's the way it would work. All right. Well, if you guys, you know, this is a very controversial one because obviously the developers, when they balanced the game, they didn't take all accounts into what do you call it? like into the instance here. They really just balanced out all the characters and made them attack the exact same damage. So if they don't come up with something to make the game more unique, we could see a major fall off in the player base because people get bored when all characters do the exact same thing. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy and peace out.